Okay, I woke up a little late. The sun is still out, so I'm gonna hurry up, get in the shower, and get to the office before the sun sets. We can do it. Forgot my phone at home. Rookie mistakes, I tell ya. All right, I'm officially on the road. Look at that. It's still light out. I know some of you might be saying, well, this doesn't technically count as daylight. If we were to force the nocturnal animals to choose if this is day or night, they would choose day. Therefore, I win, be quiet. I had to go get this cocaine, this absolute peak again. I'm hopelessly addicted, I'm telling you. All right, let's see it, let's see it, let's see it. Let's see it, let's see it. Oh yeah, dog, that's sunlight. I don't care what you're saying. That right there, that's sunlight. I want you to post that sunlight in the comments for the non-believers. Okay, so today's gonna be a pretty boring, uneventful day. I'm just gonna be editing most of the day. Real quick, last night at about like midnight 30, I said I was gonna go home, get some sleep and all that. I ended up coming back here and I didn't go to sleep till 6 in the morning, so that's why my day is starting a little later. But nevertheless, boring day, editing for the most part, nothing exciting really gonna happen. Probably gonna give you a little update at the end, but I do want to touch base on you. Let me say that again. chew my food. I do want to touch bases with you all on something that I find to be pretty important, but it's a little contentious, it's a little controversial, but fuck it, we ball. Okay, you might want to be sitting as we talk about this. So, where do I begin? I have been following politics pretty closely over the past 10 years. And I think that in my country, the United States of America, we have a very, very serious problem. And I'm not just talking about Republicans in power, Democrats in power. We have a very, very, very serious problem beyond that. And I think at the source of it is we've lost the ability to communicate with one another. We've seemed to get into tribe A or tribe B, sometimes tribe C, and completely refuse to listen to any other tribe. And I'm just gonna be honest, I honestly fear for the longevity of my nation. Where do I want to take this? I have so many thoughts. Before we get into that, real quick, I identify myself as center-leaning left. I take a lot of pride in being center-leaning left. Obviously, I'm a black guy, so things like equality and et cetera, all that stuff is in my best interest. So I'm going to lean left, right? But to give you a bit of my track record, my voting track record, I voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012. I was a kid. I didn't really follow politics. He was a suave black dude. He was better than the Republican opponents, in my personal opinion, so he got my vote. 2016, I was a full Bernie bro. I was excited for a Bernie versus Trump primary. I thought that was going to be really exciting. Two people who were preaching anti-establishment. I would love to see them go ahead. What they did to Bernie really upset me. I did not vote for the Democrats in 2016, but also did not vote for Trump. I voted Green Party. I voted Gary Johnson, I think was his name or something like that. Because I was hoping that we would get that 4% or whatever it is where they can finally get on the debate stage or something like that the following year. 2020, I did not like Trump's presidency whatsoever. I thought he was very divisive. I thought that he is a babbling fucking retard, if I'm just being honest. I thought Joe Biden also was not the best candidate for our country. But when it came down to it, I thought that Biden would have did a better job with the return us to more normalcy. I thought that the idea of like having a president who was against like that wasn't normal would be good, but just from my experience, I did not enjoy a Trump presidency, so I voted for Joe Biden in 2020. Especially how he handled COVID, I just wasn't on board with it. And don't even get me started on January 6th. Oh boy. Ay. Now 2024, I did not vote. Not by choice, though. There's a hiccup with my moving situation. I moved counties. I waited too late. I didn't know that you had to be ahead of it, so I didn't get to vote. But I would have voted Kamala Harris because I do not think Trump is a great president for our nation. Anyways, that's my position, okay? I know that some of you in the comments are probably upset. I know that I've had conversations with people who are diehard Trump fans. Doesn't matter what he says, doesn't matter what he does. It's Trump or die. I get it. I understand, okay? But I want to take this moment to extend an olive branch out to you. My position is not that because you support Trump or because you like Trump, you're the devil.
I fucking hate you. That's not my position. I understand why someone would like Trump and why someone would vote for Trump. Again, I've been following politics very closely for the past 10 years. I've been in the forums. I've been on thread. I've did my research. I understand. I get it. But to come full circle, my only objective is I want all of us in this country to figure out a path back to being able to communicate with each other. I love this country. Obviously, you love this country. The only way that we can continue to coexist is if we communicate with each other. Because what is the alternative? We end up killing each other, and that's not realistic. So I'm not even getting to that. But I say all this to say this is not good. Donald Trump Jr. responds to a tweet. Corporations got us into this mess, but even they can't escape the devastating reality of climate change. And it shows a video of McDonald's on fire with insane winds blowing fire embers all over the place. Now, in terms of the OP posts, corporations got into this mess, that's a whole conversation I don't really care about in this moment. It's more so the climate change. Donald Trump Jr. responds, "You are an idiot. As evident by the ratio, anyone with an IQ above 1 understands that this has nothing to do with climate change and everything to do with Democrats' incompetence and woke DEI policies that have failed their constituency for far too long." This deeply concerns me for multiple reasons. One, hate it or love it, Don Jr. is a very influential person. He's a very powerful person. I don't care who's running the country. I don't see a need for you to be in power and further dividing people on the ground floor. I don't see a point. There's so much that I want to say here, but denying climate change is one thing, and then saying this has everything to do with the Democrats' incompetency and woke DEI policies. How is this true? Like you have a video of winds blowing 80, 90, maybe like 100 miles per hour, throwing embers all over the place. And this is somehow the Democrats' fault? It honestly breaks my mind. Here's an article from Nat Geographic, who did a little deep dive into what actually happened with the fire hydrant. So just catch you up to speed. So there's a crazy California fire happening right now, wildfire in LA County. And at some point, evidently, the fire hydrant stopped spewing out water, which made the job for firefighters much more difficult because they didn't have water to put out fires. And it seems that Republicans have gone on this escapade to say that like it's all the Democrats' fault. Like this has nothing to do with climate change. The climate isn't changing. It's just the Democrats, I guess, chose to not be prepared for this issue. But in actuality, it's a lot more complex than that. It's a lot more nuanced. I took some notes actually. This is a bit of a mess. This is all new for me talking about politics, but I find it to be important. I love my country, and I want us to be able to figure out how to communicate with each other. Well, just to go down the list real quick, you can't blame one specific thing for this fire hydrant issue, right? I'm only focused on the fire hydrant issue because that is what they are focusing on. Here are a bunch of factors play into this entire catastrophe. Number one, California has had historical droughts over the last decade, limiting water flow, especially in residential areas. Number two, during this event, water demand was 400%. It was 4x was the water demand. Water was needed to be delivered to a higher elevation to the Palisades, which if you know anything about if you know anything about physics, it requires more work to push something uphill than it is downhill. It's another factor. The speeds of the Santa Ana winds dramatically accelerated the damage of this fire. The winds make mountain ranges a lot more turbulent, so it makes it difficult for air vehicles to be able to fly above and dump water on them. The fires cut power supply, which I'm sure if you're pumping water, you're gonna need power to do that. The fires damaged water pipes, and most importantly, this event was just a rare scenario where all the wrong conditions were right. Now, look, I'm not sitting here saying that like the Democrats or whoever the hell is in power, I don't know how they align, are not to blame for this. I'm sure there are things that could have been done to help mitigate some of this effect. You have to like have a better understanding of what you're talking about before you go on Twitter and just start saying just random garble. And I want better for my people of the United States. I just want better for us. And the only reason why someone like Don Jr. is able to do this, or someone like Charlie Kirk is able to do this, is because we at the ground floor allow them to do this. If we held them accountable, conservative, MAGA, Democrat, whatever, they would not be able to do this. I know that some of you guys are probably really upset at me. You probably think I'm a fucking R-tard or something like that, because I don't believe that the Democrats purposefully cut the water supply for their own personal gain or some conspiracy. I don't know. All I ask of you is this. If there's something that you're skeptical about in regards to this fire, which I'm really passionate about because I've lived in California my entire life. I've been through so many fires. I've been through so many wildfires that to see all this misinformation on California wildfires, like everyone's an expert all of a sudden, it's driving me insane. It's driving me fucking insane. But if there's anything you're skeptical about this wildfire, any talking point you've heard or believe or think I'm lying about, comment it down below. And I promise you, I don't think you're stupid. I don't think you're dumb. That's not my position. All right. We're in this together. We're a fucking nation, dog. I promise you that if it is interesting enough, I'll tell you what, if I get a few of them, I will pick the most interesting one and do a deep dive for one of these episodes. But you have to promise me you will be willing to listen with an open mind. I'm gonna end this segment on this. When I was younger, I used to deeply believe that Republicans, conservatives were evil, just like completely evil. I was raised by a couple of very democratic parents, and you know, they're black and they have their point of view. But I've been lucky enough to be able to travel to various parts of the United States, including the Midwest. And what I've come to learn is that we all have a lot more in common than you actually think. If you just sit down with someone, if you're from the Midwest and you view people from the city a certain way, or you're from the city and you view someone from the Midwest a certain way, if you guys got together, sat in a bar and just started chatting, you'd find you guys have so much more in common than you actually think. Even if your beliefs are night and day, in between those two, you'll have so much in common. And it just drives me insane that like these people, Don Jr., Charlie Kirk, they all have so much to gain to keep us separated. But it doesn't need to be that way. So my personal opinion, fuck these guys. I don't care about like trying to change them. I want to reach out to you and try and build a bridge from there. So this is my first time ever talking politics really this deeply. Let's try and figure this out together. Regardless if you think I'm a fucking idiot, we'll figure it out one step at a time. That's the end of this segment.
Okay, the Q&A is done. 16th, January 16th, the free digital goes live.
Anyways, back to editing this video. I realized that, well, first of all, I cut out, 10 seconds, give or take. And I realized that the video actually starts at about 45. Why is it muted? Oh, because my speakers are off. Excuse me. Yeah, it actually starts at about like at 140. So that's actually pretty good timing. It's only 10 seconds over. So I'm about to move forward with this video.
I'm about to set up to film a quick little clip and add it to my edit. And yeah, I'm probably gonna get to bed after. I gotta be up early. Well, tomorrow I'm at the hospital. I don't think I'll be able to catch a good amount of sunlight, but I need to wake up early one of these days so I can actual video, and I need sunlight. For now, I'm gonna film this really fast, get my clip, my green screen clip, plug it into the intro, film the rest some other time, and
all right, and that's where I'm gonna end today's video. If you don't hate me, or even if you do hate me, I want you to post a comment below, chime into the conversation we just had about politics. I just wanna create a coalition where no matter who your allegiance is to, we can just chat with each other, figure out where we disagree and agree to disagree, or, you know, bond on some common ground. Because otherwise, this country's not gonna make it. You heard my discussion on that. Leave your comments what you think about this series so far, and go download Ultra Bouters. I'm posting like daily updates at this point, and I have a great vision for that game. I'll see you guys tomorrow.